Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. So glad you could join us. Today we're taking out the Tier 9 US Battleship, the Iowa. The Iowa, if have not played it yet, is very similar to the North Carolina. It has the same two turrets in the front, one in the rear setup. Some of the key differences are it has a much improved AA. In fact, with modules and talents, I believe my AA is sitting around 100 points, which is obviously very good considering it's on a scale of 100. Other improvements is it has a much noticeable better armor. On paper, it doesn't seem that much different than what the North Carolina had, but in practicality in the game, it's much more survivable. There's some shots that I've deflected or survived in my Iowa that would have just eviscerated my old North Carolina. So some much needed survivability. It's really nice to have that and feel like an actual proper battleship as opposed to maybe a battle cruiser.
Action stations.
It has about the same top speed. It has about the same range. The guns are a little bit more powerful. Not by a whole lot, but they are a little bit more powerful. And maybe it's just my imagination, but they do feel a little bit more accurate as well, which is one of the most frustrating things is when you have a perfect shot on somebody and the shells go in front of them, they go behind them, they go on both sides of the ship, but just not on the ship. Very frustrating when dispersion and RNG just says no, you can't have that hit. The Iowa doesn't quite suffer so badly from that, from just the games that I've played. It's a feel thing. It has a lot slower turn radius, and that's something to definitely be aware of. You're in Tier 9 now, so you're fighting all kinds of nasty destroyers that have very hard-hitting torpedoes. Kageros, Shimikazes, Fletchers, Gearings. They just love big, slow battleships, and you are one of those. So it's definitely something to be aware of. Now, in this game, looking at the matchup, everyone's complaining in the chat that the matchmaker kind of crapped the bed. And they're right, but not for the reason that they're saying so. They're looking at this right now as, oh my god, Iowa versus Colorado, we lose. That's not the case, and I've said it before, but a battleship's main targets are cruisers. I can absolutely decimate a cruiser. I can't necessarily decimate even a Tier 7 Colorado battleship. Now, I could probably hurt it, and on a one-on-one fight, I absolutely should win. But how often do we actually get into one-on-one fights like that, especially as a slow-moving battleship? No, my targets are the cruisers. Now, the reason that the matchmaker did crap the bed and that we do have a distinct advantage is I'm a Tier 9 battleship, and I'm going to be able to citadel and crit the crap out of those cruisers a lot faster than that Colorado will. That's why we have the advantage here. So yes, they're kind of right, but not for the reasons that they think so. There's a lot of misgivings about that. Like people think like, oh, well, battleship versus battleship. No, that's if I'm giving a really good opportunity, absolutely I'll fire at a broadsided battleship. If they're the biggest threat, if they're about to kill one of my teammates, yes, I'll switch targets to that. But if I have the choice, I'm going to go after a nice squishy cruiser and take half their life with a single salvo. Every time. So my role in this, and one of the things that I learned very early on with the US battleships is they like to be at medium to close range. They're brawler ships. Their guns only get better the closer you get. And that even extends true to most of their cruisers as well. My Baltimore can actually citadel Tier 8 battleships if I get close enough. It's kind of actually terrifying. So I want to escort my group up. Now, I don't want to overextend and get too far in front of them, but especially looking at the lineup, I want to make myself the biggest target on this map. I want all of those enemy cruisers, like they're already starting to do, to sit there and try and snipe at me and spam their HE shells at me and just do nothing but fire at me. Because right now on this entire game, both sides, I'm the hardest thing to kill. The more time I can get them to shoot at me, the more time my team can go uninhibited and start firing and killing everyone else. So we're starting to come around this island chain here. We can see that they're all kind of clustered up, hoping to huddle together for protection from the big bad enemy carrier. But it also makes them a target-rich environment. So one of the important things here is to not get tunnel vision. Fire at whatever gives you the biggest broadside available, like this Baltimore. Thank you, Baltimore. I appreciate that 17,000 damage that I just did to you. Now, a lot of players, and I watch this constantly, will be like, oh, well, I just really hurt the crap out of that Baltimore. Now I'm going to just finish him off. Well, I'm going to finish off whoever, well, not even finish off, but I'm going to shoot at whatever gives me the best target. Like this Hipper that's giving me full broadside. I'm not particularly concerned about getting killing blows. I'm concerned about, okay, well, when a Baltimore or any cruiser for that matter takes a massive shot like that, it really changes the way that they think and the way that they play. They will play much more conservative. A lot of Baltimores tend to be very aggressive, and for good reason. They're very good at being aggressive. After he just took that shot, he's not going to be aggressive anymore. He is squarely going to hide in the backfield. Now he's giving me a head-on. He's not a good target, but this Pensacola is. So I'll fire at him. I have no scruples about firing at whatever happens to be giving me good broadside. I have 3 different cruisers to pick from. Ooh, man, dispersion just saved him. That's alright. And here we go with the HE spam. All 3 of them are firing at just me. Well, no, that Baltimore is shooting at somebody else too, so good for him. He is giving me broadside. I'm waiting on my guns to come up. And he's turning off. Yeah. No, that's going to be a hard shot. That Hipper, though, is giving me full broadside. Because if you fire at one, then they're like, oh, well, he's not firing at me. It's okay to give broadside. No, it's not. Oh, no, it is not. I would never have gotten that shot if I had just been like, you know what, I'm going to kill this Baltimore. You can't zero in. Now, yeah, I'm taking a lot of damage here, and that's okay. Again, I am the hardest thing to kill. I want them to be shooting at me. I want them to pay attention to me. The rest of my team is really kind of tearing them up back there. Alright, not a huge hit on that Pensacola, and I wish it was. But now he's, I kind of put the fear into him, you know, like I've got him zeroed in.
Torpedoes, direct front.
Just soaking up that damage. I'm like the honey badger on this map right now. I really just do not care. Okay, Pensacola's turning. Who else is giving me a good broadside? Yeah, he's definitely not a good target. That's going to be hard to hit. Well. No, he's not wanting to turn. He's gotten smart about it. That little 4K hit kind of put the fear into him. But not into this Colorado. Okay, well, you know, even though the cruisers were my priority target, if a Colorado's going to give me that big of a target, sure, I'll be more than happy to oblige him. Thanks for the easy kill.
Enemy battleship destroyed.
Don't get blinders on. Look for targets of opportunity. Alright, let's get mobile again. Battleship's dead. Let's go in first. Hopefully our teammates will follow us in. Well, the Hipper's giving good angling, but he's only got 5,000 hit points. I probably can punch right through because I'm in that sweet spot. Bam, dead. Yeah, he was at 8.7 kilometers. I'll just punch right through his armor. It's that close range brawler. Got a nice little hit on the Baltimore again. That's fine. Our repair ability will be up here soon, and that'll pump us back over half health. We've got the pencil giving me full broadside. Let's see if we can punish him for that.
Problem solved, sir.
Nope, Dispersion really likes that Pensacola. That's a couple times now he's just barely dodged. But his luck can only hold out for so long. And that was it right there. Oh, I love that. Alright. Well, this game is just about over. Baltimore's definitely trying to run away, but I mean, where's he going to run away to? There's only so much fire and maneuver will get you. Every shell that I hit on him will do 2 to 4K, even when I'm hitting him on his full armor, like angled and everything. So what did their team do wrong? They fell into my, well, trap, if you will, where I just kind of put myself out in front there and just made myself a giant target. They did nothing but fire at me for pretty much that entire game. Uh, I have only lost one teammate, one destroyer, and I'm sure that was kind of a goofball move on his part. But everyone else is alive. And you look at my hit points and you wouldn't think that I had just taken on basically their entire team, like all of their fire. Again, I was the most difficult thing that they could possibly try and shoot at, but I got them to do it anyhow. Because it's like, oh, we can HE spam them. We can HE. Yeah, they can. But it's going to take them a damn long time to kill me doing that. At this point, they're just kind of delaying the inevitable. These two are literally never going to kill me. He could do this staking move all day. I'm only going to have to get lucky once with one decent hit to just evaporate him. Well, there goes one of his guns. So now he only has 2 left. That's a good start. Use the back guns. Yeah. He's just slowly chipping away. Can we get him? Oh yeah, we can get him. That's kill number 3. And that leaves this one last little destroyer up here who now doesn't have vision. He can't shoot me from his little smoke cloud. And we'll go up and finish him off. So overall, a really good game. I'm sure the other team didn't think so, but, they could have won this one. If their people had really focused in on our cruisers, I'd be trying to do this by myself against, 2, 3 cruisers, or, a cruiser and a couple destroyers, or something like that. Instead, they kind of pissed it away just for the fact that they got tunnel vision and locked in on the big bad battleship that they viewed as the biggest threat. And so they just kind of thought to themselves, hey, we got to kill him first. But I hope you had fun. I'll see you next time, guys.